Hey my friends, how you doing? This is Evgeny again from the Mantis. You heard me speaking about all sort of Thomen thing last time we met on the video, and I'm here again to present the second part of that interview. So as I already mentioned before in the teaser, we are gonna be talking about many cool things. We'll be taking Thomas back to the origin. We'll ask him his influences, how he recorded the first albums. We'll also ask him a very important question for many fans, which is what is his favorite album and what is his favorite song from that album. And yeah, and you know, guys and girls, I really enjoyed this interview with him. As I already said many times, he's my drumming idol in a way, and it's been really a pleasure to talk about all these things with him. So I really hope you enjoy it, and please subscribe to our channel to keep up with more content and more stuff that we're gonna do. Cheers, guys and girls, and stay metal.
There are a lot of influences that I had already in the early years. Of course, cheers. We coffee addicted persons, horrible. Yeah, one of my biggest influences was for sure Scott Rockenfield from Queensryche. He was more the influence in a more progressive way, you know, that I really loved a lot. My favorite drummer of all times, yeah, there are two of them. It's Phil Collins and Simon Phillips. They are both so melodic drummers. I love it, you know, the way how they play. They can really play a song on their drums without any further music, you know. They don't need a guitarist, bassist, or anything around, you know. They just play drums and you say, I can listen to that like to a song.
I just wanted to mention that, right. I guess many drummers that know your style will recognize that beyond the stamina and the speed that many people ought to have, but your style has this musicality to it, right? When you can create these beautiful like beats and breaks and that just sustain the song and add much more value. And
yeah, I know what you're talking about, because a lot of people say that yeah, and I know it by myself that I have something unique when I play drums. I don't know what exactly it is, you know, but there must be something unique that the people say always when Thomen plays drums. I know it's Thomen, you know. So I think that maybe the big difference to a lot of other drummers, you know, that play in bands. Hey, I don't want to say I'm the only one who does it this way, you know, but maybe I'm one of the few ones who do it that way, you know. That I always focused very hard on the song that I play to, you know, and I want to support the song. And when I feel I'm killing the vocals at the point, or I'm killing any lead guitar, yeah, or playing completely against it from the rhythm, just if I want it, okay, then I do it, yeah. But usually I would really try to prevent that. I would always try to support the lead guitars, the vocals, the rhythm guitars, you know, the bass anyway, you know, even orchestra stuff in the song, you know. I will pick out of the song the way I want it. When I think that this is now the most important part in a song, yeah, or in that part of the song, then I will pick that accent that maybe the strings play, and I say they are more important than the lead guitar that is playing in the background as well. So I will try to focus on the orchestra and put the accents, like let's say they play any syncope or something like that. I will put syncopes on the orchestra, you know, even when the lead guitar will not be playing syncopes. You know what I mean? And I never called myself a very good technician on the drums. Never, yeah. There are so much drummers that would kill me in 5 seconds, you know, technical wise, yeah. But I think my strength is having good ideas for a song, yeah. Just supporting the song, not showing like, look what a great drummer I am and how progressive I am, and look, I can play 7 against 9 or something, you know. That was never my cup of tea, you know what I mean? That's not Tome.
Yeah.
I took Temples of Syrinx. That is not the most complicated song that Neil Peart ever played, you know. I think it's one of the easiest ones, because it's one of the straightest as well.
Yeah.
And now imagine why I have chosen that song. because I love straight stuff, you know what I mean? It can be powerful, it can be interesting, but it doesn't have to be progressive all the time, you know? That people must be like, wait, let me take my book to understand what he's playing there, you know? That's not my thing, you know? And so give it a push, you know, and straightforward. I mean, Evgeny, let's say the truth. Fred is he's a fantastic drummer, you know what I mean? And technical wise, Fred will kill me in 5 minutes, you know what I mean? But the people, of course not all, but a lot of people are complaining about him, you know. Blind Guardian is not the same, Thomen, since you have left the band, you know. But I cannot say anything bad against Fred. He's just playing his style, and a lot of things he plays in a style as I would have played it, you know. But still, it sounds different when he does it, because Fred is not so dirty in his playing style as I am and was. You know what I mean? Let's say I'm the one like straight in the face, give him a punch in the face, and that's the drumming of Tom, you know. And Fred is like, wow, give the power, but be very, very exactly on the point, you know. And that's what a lot of people that know Blind Guardian from the old times see as a big difference, you know. I mean, Fred, I love this guy. He's a very, very nice guy, yeah. So he plays as long in the band as I did, more or less now, you know. So tell me any reason to change it. It works for them. They changed their style completely, yeah. And the times when I played in Blind Guardian was the right time for me, you know what I mean? Yeah. And now it would not be my thing anymore, what they are doing. It's still great. It's musical-wise a very interesting thing that they do, but for my opinion, it is not the music that I would have liked for the future for Blind Guardian when I would have stayed in the band. But still, it's great what they are doing. You know what I mean? That isn't meant in a bad way. It's just not my thing anymore. At the Edge of Time was a killer album for me. That was really a killer album. Yeah. But Beyond the Red Mirror is not my thing anymore. It may be a very, very great album, musical-wise, but personally, it doesn't touch me that much anymore. But I told this even to the Blind Guardian guys. I told them, sorry guys, I cannot with that album. I don't know why I cannot, you know.
Yeah, you know how much I like the old school Blind Guardian. I'm even going further. I mean, I even like the albums that you don't like from Blind Guardian. Battalions of Fear and Follow the Blind for me are like that kind of quintessential different style that you guys created there. Like Battalions and Follow, many people, and maybe you will agree.
But first let me interrupt you. You said now you like even the albums that I don't like. But that's not true. I like Battalions of Fear and Follow the Blind.
Okay.
The only thing on these two albums is that from today's, how do you say it in English, side of view, is it right?
Yeah.
From today's side of view, I would have changed a lot of things on these albums. Of course, because we developed with the years, yeah? And now I would do so much things so different now, you know, bring it more on a higher level, even remembering that we recorded the first album completely without click track is an absolutely no-go nowadays for me, you know. I take an old song from the Battalions of Fear album and I say, okay, let me play Majesty, you know. And I say, fuck, it's impossible, I cannot. I will not stay on the playback because I cannot even reproduce the shit I was playing there. You know what I mean? Because it is getting faster there, getting slower, getting faster, you know. And you cannot do that exactly like that anymore. You know, the feeling is different today. Yeah, and the producer, Kalle Trapp, he was, I don't know, I don't want to say he was standing with a whip behind us, but but almost. So there was one rule, yeah, there was just one rule when we recorded, and at that time, he knew for a young band, it's almost impossible to play with a click track, on the completely album, and he even didn't suggest it. So, on the second album, Imagination, oh, of course, the second album, Follow the Blind, I mean, I know that he suggested it. And he said it would be really cool, at least to do some tracks, to get used to that with a click track. Thomen, what do you think about it? And I was like, oh, I don't know, And then I tried it, and boy, don't ask me which songs I played with click at the end. But I think it could have been banished from Sanctuary. On the Follow the Blind that I played with click track, Follow the Blind maybe itself, the Marcher maybe, no, the Marcher was on Battalions, right? No, right, that was without, and what else was it? I think Valhalla was without. I still played without click track. I don't remember. Damn for All Time maybe I did with. That could be. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn for All Time or Fast to Madness, something like that. That could have been that I played it with click track. But so I got used to that. And on the Tales from the Twilight World album, that was the first album I think where I played at least almost every song with click track. Yeah. And it was really feeling good at the end when I knew I was able to do that. Because it gives you kind of security as well, when you do that. Yeah.
Right.
But what I wanted to say is, in the first album, especially in the first album, still on the second, Kalle said always one thing. He said, guys, I recorded so much bands, and I can promise you one thing. You can do whatever you want when you record, but never slow down in a song. You can get faster, no problem, but never slow down. Okay, so that is the worst you can do. Yeah, he means now from the timing, not of course not the parts. Of course there can be slower parts, but never in the main speed you start with. Never slow down. Okay, and I must say, it was a pretty hard job to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
So
from all the catalog that you worked with Blind Guardian, could you choose maybe an album or a song within that album that you would be more proud of? And what is kind of that you would say, well, this is, if I would have to choose one and give to God when I die and say, look, this is my best piece of art, and just judge me based on that, would you be able to choose one?
I think it's really hard to say. It's a hard question, yeah, because I would give you now a little collection of 3-4 albums, and that would be really Tales, Somewhere, Imaginations, and Nightfall. These are the albums that I would really give you and say that was, for me personally, the best era of Blind Guardian, and that is what made Blind Guardian to Blind Guardian as they should be and have been. My opinion, okay?
Yeah.
And I think from these 4 albums, the most professional one, in my opinion, Imaginations from the other side, yeah. And I love the song Script for My Requiem. It is incredible, but let's not start that, because then I have to go on counting up, Okay, and Imaginations too, and and Mordred's song, and and the story ends, and
So now that funny that you mention, but you know that I've been working on Mordred's song for the last month already, kind of trying to recreate what you wrote there, which actually was a very interesting exercise to get into the brain of the master.
Thank you.
To me, despite how much I like the old, like the Battalions and Fall, of course, my favorite album of all time in probably power metal is Imaginations, and so for me to choose a song and learn a song from the creator itself, from my favorite album in the genre that I play in, was like maybe a pinnacle of nerdiness and fanboyness.
Oh man, but I heard it. I heard the song and I saw the video you did. it sounds really cool, man. You did a great job. I remember when we did the classes, man, you were always worrying about the performance that you would give to that recording, you know, but you did a great job finally, man.
Yeah, thank you. Now, and
Yeah.
it really pushed me to a level that I was not really there even months before I started to work on the song. You
Yeah.
know, my band is much more straightforward, and I wasn't really used to that kind of several of the uses
Yeah.
and several of the techniques that you use. But I also learned how melodic it is, how you uplift it, and that's kind of the example of a mid-tempo song that doesn't get boring, and how the drums are just evolving and keeping the song growing.
Yeah,
After
that's
the
right,
second
yeah.
solo, after the second solo, I mean, I think after the first solo, and then that change, and then once you
Yeah.
go into the second solo, that song just explodes with intensity.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
a
right,
beautiful
yeah.
example. It starts so slow. It starts with this acoustic mellow. You don't really do
Yeah.
anything. You just do some cymbals here and there,
Yeah.
and then it goes way up there in intensity and goes down again.
It's a good
just such
example,
a
yeah.
perfect.
It's a very good example for what I explained before too. Yeah, that I build it up always, you know, to get more power, pressure to the end. And this song includes it really very hard. That's right. Yeah.